Let me just enjoy this moment, because back in the day, something like 5 years ago now, the first ever episode that went up on this channel, back when it was Roll1D2 Games, was Elder Kings, an adventure with our elf friend Elrang, and here we are many, many years later in Elder Kings 2, a mod for Crusader Kings III, of course. Welcome. I should point out that this is the only thing that's going on with this playthrough right now. It's just the Elder Kings, no other mods. I should give a thank you as well to the developers who very kindly offered me an access to an earlier build. I think it was in like November, like a preview thing for press, but I was just too busy, so I thought, why not, even though I'm as busy now, why not cover up the horrors of real life with a little Elder Kings 2. So for those of you who are familiar with Crusader Kings, for those of you who played before, there'll be timestamps on screen where you can skip over me doing character creation if you want, skipping over me kind of tutorializing, going over the menus and everything, because I haven't played CK3 in a very long time. I need to refamiliarize myself. I thought it's a good opportunity as well to give a tutorial for those of you who haven't played or are coming back at the same time as me or something like that. So I haven't played since before Royal Court. I did have early access to Royal Court. It was part of the kind of nightly builds for that, but couldn't get into it. And that's why I'm hoping the Elder Kings can change that, because I kind of miss Crusader Kings. Did a big playthrough of Crusader Kings 2 on the second channel if you're interested. Actually, on the subject of that, if you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls, I've got a 500-part Elder Scrolls series on the second channel, covering all the kind of Morrowind DLC, Oblivion, Skyrim, full legacy of the Dragonborn completed museum, if you want to go watch that, if that's to your taste. But the first ever playthrough I did on this channel, back in the day, was a character called Elrang, and I think we have to go back and revisit that. I have to do that again, don't I? Because it kind of brings everything full circle. Play as one of the final surviving Ayleids and try and take back the Ayleid domains. Take back the Imperial City itself, right? Try and grab it from the humans. And that's exactly what we'll be doing. So I think, as I recall, we started it up here in that original series very long time ago. Look, you're going to have to forgive me if I forget some things, okay? It's been a while. But I think I have already done a couple of things. I've already looked around and come up with a starting position. And I've also designed our starting character as accurately as I could, given that it was a CK3 character. Now, even though we originally started up in here, in Arenthia, there is an elven character who is a vassal of this human. I guess King Cicero, our first real target, right? So without further ado, let's do it. I do already have, like I said, some DNA. I tried to load up a 720p Crusader Kings 2 video to copy original character, Elrang himself, of course, who will be playing. I think I figured it out that if we go for mullet, that was pretty close to his hair. He did have a big braid down the one side, so I think that's kind of accurate. Let's go natural lighting. Yeah, there we go. The only difference is he had a big old tattoo on his head, because I think he was actually Bosmer ethnicity originally, which we don't have this time around because he's an Ayleid this time. And then for a beard, he did have a very ridiculous beard. That's kind of similar. I think we can roll with that. So, our guy. Let's just go heterosexual, kickstart the dynasty. Let's go with the Ayleids. Let's go with Auriel, yeah, for the faith. I think that's pretty good. We could go with the current religion that he is, the boss. I presume we're Green Pact or whatever. Oh no, Vine Dust Exemptions, whatever that is. Maybe a subcategory of Green Pact or something like that. But we're Ayleid, so I feel like we've got to go Auriel. Ethnicity, of course, we're going to flip over to Ayleid. Well, that changes appearance. Oh, really? Sure, okay. We can do that, and then I can always put it back. There you go. That guy's not too far off, I suppose. Culture, we want to swap over to... Man, this is cool. So there's a lot of cultural stuff since I've last played. I don't really know what to go for here. We've got Isolationist, Jungle Dweller, Ruling Caste, and Sorcerer Kings. I like the Jungle Dweller, given that's where we're starting. And we can always reform the culture later on and move away from that as we retake proper elven lands. We've got Isolationist, Hidden Cities, and Jungle Dwellers. Oh, that one sounds good. Methmeldi. I like that one a lot. We've got Basabic, Isolationist, Hidden Cities, Jungle Dweller, Seafarer. We're not really near the coast, so that one's kind of irrelevant. And Dinari. Xenophilic, Loyal Subjects, Warrior Culture, Only the Strong. No, thank you. I think we'll go for Methmeldi then. Isolationist, Hidden Cities, Jungle Dwellers. Hide out, bide our time, strike when the iron's hot. I like that. Now, very sadly and shamefully, our first character will in fact be called Elrang. Dynasty was Elf Boy. Just god-awful name, huh? Motto will be, I promise. Promise this character won't end up immortal. I needed an apostrophe there. You know what? I don't really care. Coat of Arms originally was horrific. Like, absolutely terrible. So instead of using the CK2 kind of randomized thing where it was a total color mess, I'm going to make something worthy of our royal dynasty. And what could be more noble than a unicorn fighting a swan? It's just perfect, isn't it? Amazing. We're not going to change the realm coat of arms because it's a bit pointless, isn't it? Right, let's see if I paste that DNA back in. Am I going to have to set your beard up too? Unbelievable. I just think it's probably as close as it's going to get. As a reminder, that's what the original guy looked like. Again, it's 720p from a video from 5 years ago. Kind of difficult to tell what the hell's going on there, but I don't think it's too bad. The hair's not quite perfect, but I think it's as close as it's going to get, and the beard is a bit less eccentric too. But maybe a more noble elf for a more noble game, more noble goal. Now, we have an advised point limit of 400 here. I'll be honest, I'm going to try and recreate the original character as close as possible. So we're absolutely going to blow past that. Oh, we got birth signs. Apprentice, Atronach, Lady, Lord, Lover, Mage, Ritual. I imagine they're all fairly self-explanatory. So Apprentice probably gives, what do you think? Learning, Magicka. It's Stewardship, Learning, and Arcana. Okay. Atronach is Learning, a small boost to Health and Arcana. Then we've got Mage, which is Learning +1, Arcana +2. Yeah, give me that. That sounds good. Education. The original character was a mage, but they've got the default educations here. So we'll go with Mastermind Philosopher. I think that's pretty close. Learning was his highest stat originally. Learning, and then, of course, Magic was pretty massive. I'm going to try and recreate his original personality as close as possible. He was ambitious, cynical, and lustful. And then for other traits, he was, and this is where it's going to get a little overpowered, I think. But, you know, I'm getting back into CK3. I need a little help here. He was beautiful, he was genius, and he was, we had that silver tongue trait, but I don't know. I've got to open in my other monitor so I can copy him. We don't really have anything similar. Ooh, etheric. Disease resistance huge. Monthly Magic Arts lifestyle experience plus 40% and Arcana plus 8. Ooh. Oh, hold on. Are these traits that you get bonuses for as you progress through the trees? Because I don't want to do that. But if this is just a general boost, because originally he was a mage, we can't recreate that. So maybe I've got to recreate it my own way, right? This is broken as all hell. This is very overpowered. I'll be the first to admit that. We're at 848 points. 448 points over our 400-point limit. So, not really too strong on that front. But to make it up to you, I will drop some of these other stats down. Again, learning and magic was kind of all of his focus. Then we built the character up over a long time. So let's do... That's as low as I can drop that. I want to give him back a little magic, though. Oh, my God. Maybe we just go up to average on the magic front. There you go. That seems good. He was not married. He had no... Oh, motto ends with a space. Oh, yeah, silly me. You couldn't possibly have a space at the end of your motto. I promise this character won't end up immortal. Won't, with an apostrophe. There you go, I fixed it. Right. Good work. I'm happy with that. And the game is happy with that too. Elrang Elfboy, 5 years later. It's going to be a very powerful starting character. You never know, he might die immediately. I was pretty good at CK2 back when I first started that particular series. I'm terrible at CK3 now, so I need all the help I can get. I better remember how to play. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's so graceful. Wow. And then, game rules. I should probably go through this quickly. You know what? No, I'm going to leave it all as default. I'm not going to touch a damn thing. Can I just say, like, reset that? Just to, there you go. Reset to defaults applied, just in case anybody is skeptical. And we'll just keep it entirely as that. And let's do it. Wow. So then for the next few minutes, I'll go through the interface. Like I said, skip over if you're familiar with CK3, but if you're new here, or if you're returning like myself, I need to refamiliarize myself with what's going on, and of course, try and learn some of the new mechanics that have come not only from the last DLC, but from the Elder Kings itself. We got all the notifications at the top. You know what? I'm just going to tick those off, because we can always reopen them, and I get a feeling a lot of it is just kind of basic stuff anyway. So here we have our character himself, Arpen Elrang of Green Hill. We are obscure. Totally non-existent. We've got our personality traits. We've got other traits of relevance. What's this one? Lifespan 3. Whoa. By means of nature or magic, it's expected that Elrang will live into his mid-200s. Women with this trait will become infertile around age 160. Original Elrang, traditional CK2 way, or at least for my channel. Apotheosis, ascended to become a god, as they tend to do, right, with some of the fantasy mods. 23 Arcana. Oh, look at that. What is that, I wonder? base is 9. We've got 23. Oh, so we're added up after the fact. Ah, okay. Might have been a mistake putting so many points into that in hindsight. Okay, I didn't realize. That's on me. Ambitious +1, Genius +3, Etheric +8, and the Mage gives us +2. We've got magic perks. Do you think that's probably Alteration, Destruction, Illusion, Restoration, Conjuration? Maybe. We'll take a look. We are Auriel. That's our religion. There's our religious screen. We've got Divine Purity. Children who are born with bad congenital traits are considered impure. Whoa. If you have cultural identity, a strong cultural identity, any child born with at least one parent not sharing the accepted heritage will be considered impure. Oh, God. Okay. Well, fair enough. This is very much a gamer moment, isn't it? What a great way to start a series. Path to Alaxon. Reduce the law cost, increase the law cost for each sin. Okay, so we've got almost kind of a religious purity aspect to it as well. Interesting. And the sins for our religion are greed, lazy, deceitful, arbitrary, and followers of Shazar, Lorcan. Very much sinful, totally agree. And the virtues are good breeding, funnily enough. Oh no, I can't believe this is what I've started with. Ancestor worship. Prestige from level of splendor for newborns, so newborns that are born into already prestigious households get a bunch of extra stuff, funnily enough. Prestige from level of splendor when getting married is up by 100%. Long reign opinion increases massively. And there's the head of our faith. We've got this guy here. Alanori is a high elf. Aaron L. Hiddelith, I presume, over on Alanor. I want to look around the map, but I will save it for a moment until we've gone over the whole UI thing. Cool. Well, there's our religion. Our cultural aspects, I think, are fairly straightforward, right? So hidden cities, bonus in jungle. Effectively, massive bonuses in jungle. Buildings are cheaper. Holdings are cheaper. In Jungle Hills is down by 5%. In Jungle itself, down by 15%. Development growth is increased in the jungle. We might want to reform the culture and remove that when we move back into our rightful cities. Back in the Imperial City, of course, or what is now the Imperial City. Get bonus fort levels, cool. Isolationist. We don't like other cultures, but I feel like we've already covered that from the religion. So those are... You could argue syncretic. You could argue making it very, very difficult, given that we're the only Ayleid in what is going to be a Sea of Bosma right now. So we're going to have to be very careful about that. Growth in jungle, again, increased. And then building cost is cheaper, too. So those will probably compound and make for some real cheap development. I think playing tall, like staying very, very tightly packed, focusing on one province, building up our personal strength is going to be the way that we really break out here. We speak Ayleidun. Now, the languages were added after I stopped playing CK3, so that's something new to learn. Innovations, of course, I know about that one. And then our cultural head is this guy here. Cultural head is generally the most influential person of your, based on their size or their wealth or the prestige or whatever. You got this guy down here, worships Meridia. Interesting. So that's our kind of cultural rival, so to speak. And then, of course, our big enemy will be our human liege right now. Can I not pan the map? Thank you. Game's been a bit slow on me. So that's religion and culture covered. What else have we got down here, then? Our house. We can see all of our legacies and bonuses. Is there any new stuff here? Whoa, Magicka. Whoa. Coterie, customs. Wow, there's a lot, isn't there? This is cool. I've always really liked this system. I feel like, given that the original character was very, very magical, we've got to focus on the magic stuff, right? Allows one additional permanent ritual. No idea what that is. That's going to be something to find out in the future. I was going to say we'll plan ahead, since I have no idea what any of it means. So we'll just see what feels right at the time, right? We're not going to make any grand plans, I don't think. Where are we? Excuse me, I've kind of gotten lost here. Oh, that was looking at houses, and no wonder. So, that is our stress level. I remember that one. Inventory is something new I never saw before. Oh, cool. So this is all of our... Again, it's something I very vaguely looked at. We need an antiquarian, someone to have a look for our... look after our artifacts specifically, I presume. Okay, we'll deal with that in a moment when we look at the court screen. And then our lifestyle. There is a magic arts lifestyle. Conjuration, Destruction, Alteration, Illusion, Restoration. I think I was almost there. I'm not going to pick on Magic Focus yet, and simultaneously, I'm not going to mess around with it until we actually start the game, right? But that's where we can go for that one. These are, for those of you who are new, you pick a lifestyle. Those will give you bonuses, and then you can put those perks that you get from doing kind of lifestyle stuff into points here. We're almost Master Destruction already, which is kind of nuts. If you don't know the Elder Scrolls, you're probably going to be even more lost, but well, yeah, it'll make sense as we go. That is a... Oh, look at that. A Magicka bar. So 0 out of 230, generating 2.3 a month. I presume 1/100th of our Magicka is added every month, or however long that time frame is. I presume it's monthly anyway. And then we can see our title. There it is right there. No claimants, so we're relatively safe right now. And our successor is is our liege, because we don't have a family. I presume it's... I don't remember how you check in CK3, but I presume it's still primogeniture, something like that. I remember Gavelcombe was pretty popular. Situations at the top, we can hire some people. Yep, no surprise there. We've got our money, prestige, piety, renown. Our total soldiers... Maybe we'll have to summon some troops with some conjuration. Remember doing that quite a lot. Our domain size, 1 out of 3. And then we have no vassals because we are just a regular plain old count. Cool. Everything else is pretty straightforward, I think. We've got our map buttons here so we can see, like, the kingdom size. So these are de jure kingdoms, not, obviously, current kingdoms. Southfield, oh, sorry, those are de jure kingdoms. Those are de jure duchies. We've got de jure kingdoms, de jure empires. What we got? Valenwood, elsewhere, Blackmarsh, Cyrodiil. So it makes sense. Oh, there's no Akavir. Probably worth pointing out for those who played Elder Kings 1. No continent over here. Maybe something they'll expand to in the future. But I suppose there aren't many Eastern mechanics compared to, like, say, Jade Dragon in CK2, right? Cool. Okay. Let's start with our realm, then. Right now, Crown Authority is at the minimum. So if we try and do anything that is not purely lawful, we're going to get a lot of tyranny for that. So our liege, you can see that we're an autocracy. Vassal power share 100% because we haven't got any vassals, and we can see that we can build 3 things here. Big Oza, Saladin, and Alaran. Obviously, we're going to play tall, right? So we're going to be developing those as fast as possible given the cultural stuff. No vassals, and then we already know succession. Oh, it's partition. All children inherit equally. Which, to be fair, playing as an elf with lower fertility probably isn't so terrible. Wow, look at this mystical birthright. The head of the faithful inherit pirate share. That's fun. House seniority. Obviously, we want, ideally, eventually, primogeniture would be great. Where the eldest child will inherit all the titles. That would be fantastic. Gender law is equal. That's fine. Cognatic. Designated heir is none. And then if we die, we lose all of our titles. Shocker. Okay. Military, fairly straightforward. We've got 1 standing unit. What are they called in this? Are they called men at arms for everything? Oh, yeah, there you go. Whoa, Ayleid sorcerers. Oh, that's cool. A little Witch King effect going on there. Pelin must be our knights. Yeah, we've got 5 in the court, so when I unpause, in theory, those should automatically be assigned. Knights are your kind of army commanders, personal, bodyguards, that type of thing. Then our men-at-arms. Are they good in jungle? I don't remember. It doesn't really matter too much, right? Mercenaries, we can hire a whole bunch of people from there. No holy orders. We could found one. Oh, cool. There's no Oriel holy orders whatsoever. What are they doing over there in Eleanor? So then we've got our council. Wow, he's got some mad drip. That's really something, huh? Godless planner. Oriel and Oradoni. Is that Old Mary? Oh. So not necessarily high elf, and it just generic Old Mary. That's cool. Not like Altma, but Oldma. Interesting. Okay. Wow. How old is this guy? 420. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Oh, there's probably worth mentioning. Should have said this at the start. This is, what, like 800 years before Arena, the first ever Elder Scrolls game. So probably not going to recognize too much, to be honest. Chancellor's looking fine. Stewart's looking fine. We'll sort out all their jobs again when we unpause in a second. But it's just kind of an idea to have a look at the council. Then we've got some empty court physicians. Empty court ranks here. Court positions, one of which is court physician. So, do we have anybody that fits? Pointy Hat Man. A little bit concerned about making Pointy Hat Man the person who is going to be a powerful agent in my hostile schemes. Who is this guy? He seems really good. Vanis the Mystic. I feel like I should know who you are. Whoa. Etheric. Lifespan 5. He's going to live into his early 500s. Mad. He's a mage. He's a genius. Wow, you seem like you would make for a powerful ally. You know what? Court physician you are. This is either a great idea or a horrible idea. Putting someone so powerful in charge of our very lifespan. But I like that idea. Antiquarian. Can we not make this guy again? No. So we're looking for someone with high learning for this one. Aptitude average. Sure, there you go. Court tutor. Sure, I guess it doesn't really matter for the timing, because it's not as if we've got kids. Seneschal, well, there's so many people, aren't there? They all hate us because they're Bosma. Lots of cultural problems going on right now. We could try and learn their language, because I'm pretty sure that's a mechanic, right? Let's throw you in there. Bodyguards all hate us, and I'm not going to make anybody our bodyguard who hate us currently, because that seems like a good way to get assassinated. Cool. Common and then special ranks. Court mage. Oh. Hey, there we go. Amazing. So can the Court Mage, in Elder Kings 1, the Court Mage was able to cast spells on your behalf if you want a good wizard. Maybe that's what they can do. Yeah, it does say they cast spells for their liege. If only I could read. I'd answer all these questions. Your courtiers, we can see the full list, then we've got no prisoners. We need to fill in the rest of those court positions at some point, but we won't worry about it for now. Intrigue. Right, of course, hostile schemes, personal schemes, then we've got the hooks and secrets. We know nothing, and we have nothing going on. Makes sense. Factions. Nothing, because we're a total nobody. No factions against us. We haven't got any vassals or anything. And then there are nothing against our liege, but we might want to start one eventually. Create an independence faction, break through, overthrow him, something like that. Decisions is going to be important. We can petition our liege and pay homage. Oh, I wonder if we physically go to him. Find a Cyrodiilic teacher. Someone to teach us our liege's language. That seems like a good plan. Search for a physician or a court mage. I'm alright with this this guy. He seems trustworthy. We can go on a pilgrimage. We can invite knights, or we can convert to a local culture, which of course we won't be doing. We're going to hang on to Ayleid with an iron grip. The Council of the Eight. Oh, interesting. It's surprising that we can see this. So these are the leaders of the Imperial Council, funnily enough, in the Imperial City. Man, that looks cool. I'll look around the map in a second. Imperial cult led by Archprimate Gallinus. Is this not... Oh, God, I've got to remember my timelines. Is this not Abner Tharn and his era? Oh, it's a little bit too early for Abner Tharn, right? Oh, I'm not sure. I think it might be like a young upcoming fella at this point, but I really don't remember. Or the chapels. It's not really relevant to us until we take the Imperial City, which of course we will. Man, that does look good, though. Oh, they're all separate districts, too. That's really cool. Temporal districts. Arboretum. We've got the arena, the market, and then, of course, Elven Gardens. Nobles over there. We've got the prison district, or whatever it was called, the fort. I don't remember what it was called in Oblivion now. I think it was just called the prison district, wasn't it? And then down here, we've got the Arcane University. Wow. And then, of course, the Royal Court, I think allows us to have the throne room, but we're not a king or an emperor, so we don't deserve that quite yet. And that's it. Very simple. Paradox games are known for their very simple UIs, after all. So hopefully I've covered everything you need to know. I think let's get to work. I don't think I missed anything important. We're in line to inherit 4 titles, sorry. 4th in line for the kingdom. Well, maybe we found a way forward. Let's start planning them. Let's actually start playing now and get in with things. So I did, for those of you who skipped over the last section, while I was going through the UI, I did very quickly set up some ranks for basically the only people who could have them. We've got this very cool character here. Aldrich Vanus. Vanus, the Mystic of Greenhill. A very, very powerful wizard. 29 Magicka. He is a master... What is that? Conjuration? Restoration? I'll remember it as we go. Do have to fill in some bodyguards, but I think our first port of call, again, our game plan right now is going to be keep our head down, stay quiet, build up our power slowly in a non-threatening way. So working on our own character is going to be pretty big. Upgrading our buildings, making sure people in our court like us. Let's just keep our head down for a while and do a little studying. So on the subject of that then, let's have a look at these magic arts. These are cool, aren't they? Magical theory focus gives us diplomacy and learning. That might be a good idea, just to get a little more diplomacy so that people like us a bit more. Man, look at his look at his clothes. Those are cool. Practice magical focus. It gives us stewardship. Might be more relevant when we've got a few more buildings. And then magic is a tool to be used like any other. Gives us martial and prowess. All give the same experience, so it's really just what stats we want. I think I want diplomacy. I think I would take this even if it was just +1 diplomacy. The learning's obviously quite nice too. Let's go for that one then. So because we are so long-lived, that's a cool balance idea. We gain 50% less experience than everyone else, but it balances out to be about the same. Actually, slightly higher because we're a genius and etheric too. So I'm going to pick that one. Does it say our... yeah, 30 a month. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Cool. That's quite good, actually. No perks available yet, but of course, as we get more events, we'll see that ticking up for us, and then we can pick some of these cool things. So what do they actually do? They... give us spells based on the rank you've got. All right, inflict wounds. It counts as a hostile spell, funnily enough. Unlocks destruction rituals. I don't know what that is, but we've got to find it, right? We've got apprentice destruction. Weakness to disease. That's fun. I remember using that one a lot in the first time around. You know, casting it on people that are already unwell and making them even worse. Inflict wounds. Destroy walls. Oh, that's fun. If we were to siege down a capital, obviously a long way away from that. That one does firestorm. On a province. Whoa, so destroy someone's probably supply, you know, maybe wipe out a few buildings. Alteration gives us dispel. That's quite useful. Get rid of, I presume, hostile powers against us. Say someone casts weakness to disease, we can undo it. Fortify walls. Journeyman alteration gives absorb skill and burden, both of which are hostile. And transmute might get us some gold. That's good. Expert alteration does mass paralysis. Oh, I didn't look at master destruction, did I? Weakness to weapons. I wonder what that does. Maybe more susceptible to assassination. Maybe worse at combat prowess. I'm not sure. Master alteration gives absorb attribute. Whoa. Okay, I won't go through all of them because there are quite a lot, aren't there? Wow. Remedy illness. Master restoration gives cure disease. That would be so useful for other people in our house. I feel like we should work on each tree kind of equally. So maybe next we go conjuration or illusion to charm people. Could be really, really good. I actually might start down the illusion tree then. Oh, and actually, how can I forget? Look at that. You can unlock new lifestyle perks. So I think because we started with the highest learning lifestyle, learning education, we do actually get to pick 3 traits right off the bat. They didn't go into magic, but that's totally understandable. Go theologian. Eventually reform the religion in our own image. That could be fun. Whole of body, anatomical studies. I remember this one being very good for surviving. But our character is already so long-lived. I mean, if we could defeat disease and then also get pretty good at combat, it would be very, very hard to kill, right? Let's get additional skills. I think we focus on scholar when we've got some children. Because a lot of this, some of it obviously ties into training that. I do like the idea of whole of body immediately. Let's not worry about the religion. Let's not overcomplicate things quite yet. And then Scholar I won't worry about either. I want to make playing the character easier so that we've got more open-ended options, right? Time between mental breaks is 3 years. Wash your hands. Reduce chance of contracting illnesses. Done. It sounds really boring that we're going to start with our mighty mage learning how to wash his hands, but I think it could be really great in the long run. Hey, you were trying to cast magic, right? Went straight to the magic perk trees. You can cast spells as a right-click interaction. It's restricted to members of court or wherever it ends up being. Cool, okay. Rituals are accessed from the character view. They are permanent effects. Cool. Okay, so where is that then? Oh, probably this button. Open rituals. Right, here we go. So we've got an empty slot. We can cast... Oh, okay. Elemental Cloak. What does that do? Enemy fatal casualties are +5. Can I change? Is that permanent? Oh, no, it's not good. Okay. So we can have a look at these here. So that one gives enemy casualties up by 5% if we have an Elemental Cloak. Alteration. Shield prevents our... So these are just permanent boons. We can have permanent magical buffs. That's cool. Little like Kato's recital going on. Swift Swim gives naval speed. And then Feather gives movement speed to our armies. That's cool. Restoration. Fortified Diplomacy. Oh, I feel like the restoration effect is going to be big. Fortify Martial, Stewardship, Intrigue, Learning, Prowess, Arcana, and Resist Disease. What does that do, I wonder? Arcana +2, but lowers Magicka. They probably don't cancel out, though, right? If you've got a free slot, I mean, it's probably a good idea just to give you that. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not really too worried about it now. I think we'll probably focus on... Let's go Diplomacy. Gotta go Diplomacy. I think... Maybe we do go Arcana, because that might give some bonuses to our Magicka learn. Like our magic experience per month, so we can put more points in those skill trees. And then there is Necromancy, I noticed. Obviously, we don't know how to do that quite yet. Resist Disease. Let's keep our character alive. And can we actually keep all those spells active? Yeah, we get 0.5 a month, so less of the other stuff. But I think while we get to grips with things, that's probably not a terrible idea. I'm not going to lie, the thing that's tempted me the most is the inventory screen. I want some stuff. It feels weird playing Crusader Kings and not having an inventory full of random stuff that you probably never use, right? Where do we even begin? So I think getting control of our own court is probably not a bad idea. All of our courtiers hate us, right? And I presume that's because they're all Bosmer. We're an Ayleid who's kind of fled to their lands and taken over a province. They're probably not too happy about that. Now, I believe we can learn a language. We can indeed. It counts as a scheme. Right, so we can either sway people, try and win them over. I'd love to do that with a wizard. But I want to learn a language first. And I think this is the best way to win over the Bosmer people. Forget about our liege. You know, he's not going to suddenly imprison us or try and kill us. That would be tyrannical, and he'd quickly get overthrown. But the people in our court aren't going to care so much about that. I think we've got to win them over. So we're going to learn the language of... it's just a Bosmeri language. Is that generic? Does that go all the way from here to, say, Woodhearth? Do you all speak the same language? Yeah, Bosmeri language. Cool, okay. So hopefully that'll win over pretty much everybody nearby. Then again, I said we learn Colovian as well. Probably learn that afterwards. You are Aniquian? Aniquinan. I've never said that out loud. I've only ever seen it written before. But there you go. Yeah, Khajiit, basically. Western Khajiit. Okay, we'll probably learn that too, given that we've got a pretty hard border all the way up through here, right? That's something for the distant future. Let's get married. How could I forget? We've got to pick a nice Ayleid lady. We don't really have a choice on that front. There are two. One of them is quick. Hello there. She is only 20. Oh, but we're only 25. Okay, that's actually totally fine. 20 for an elf is obviously very, very, very young. We're going to lose some prestige for that because she is just a random lowborn elf, random lowborn Ayleid, but I think we really have a choice. Bearing in mind all the cultural and religious restrictions on that. And do we get a bonus right because she is... or the children won't get a negative, I should say, because she has that kind of quote-unquote good breeding. Not my words. Well, they are my words, but the best way I can summarize it. To the implacable Elrang. Ah, hello. Man, they are all dressed so well. They've done such a great job with the portraits and the kind of aesthetic. Speaking of which, okay, look. While we're just waiting for some things to tick over here, I've got to look around the map, right? I want to look at some of these landmarks that they've designed. Man, the Imperial City looks amazing. Temple of the One there. Got the arena. Oh, hello. Oh, I hereby invite you to my miserable vassal. I invite you to a feast at my court. My God, it's like the comment section. I will attend reluctantly. I feel like we should introduce ourselves, and maybe, you never know, we might get a little intimidation on him. I think that's a good idea. Right, let me look around the map here. This is cool. Of course, the Waterfront District there looking great. What would they have modeled? The first thing, then, it's got to be Vivek. Right, they've got to have done something with that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, those all the cantons count as separate... Oh, that's so cool, as separate districts. Harlow District, Redoran, Telvanni, St. Orm, St. Delvin, Vivek Temple. Oh, look, they've even done Ministry of Truth up there. Bardau, I think it's called. Whoa. And then, of course, you've got Dagoth, enormous, big, fiery mountain. Is there anything else? Like, else Telvanni? Well, like maybe Mournhold. Bear in mind, this is still very early days in the mod, so I'm not... I think already what they've done is insane. Mournhold down there. That's pretty cool. What would they have modeled? Probably the towers, right? We've got the Imperial City, so what about like Adamantia or Durrani Tower? Yeah. Whoa, there it is. That actually looks really cool. And then there's Crystal Light Law over on Alinor somewhere. I think it's like over here. There you go. Whoa, look at that. Even the terrain looks completely different. The Mirror of Magnus. Man, they've done such a cool job. I don't even remember where all the towers are. Oh, there's a big old tree in Valenwood, right? The big tree. It's here somewhere. I don't remember for the life of me where, but there is an enormous tree somewhere, I promise. Oh, wait, Blackmarsh has the enormous tree, right? Oh, man, I do not remember at all. It's been a long time since I've, where would it be? Maybe something like over here somewhere? I'm not sure. We'll find all the cool stuff. If there is anything for me to look out for, let me know, and I'll go and hunt it down, and we'll take a peek around here. Sorry, I won't get too Elder Scrolls nerd about it. Every guest is gathered from the Great Hall, and our gracious host, King Cicero, has welcomed us all to the feast. This better be worth my time. Cicero is going to be our public enemy, right? He's going to be our big, short-term target. Oh, is that where we are? Oh, that's fun. Oh, we can see the people who are attending. There is us, of course, Baron Larissus. There's Tahar Jabaza. And there's us right at the end, the only elf in attendance. I'm glad that we turned up then in hindsight. Got to remind these humans whose land they're in. I mean, we're not... I mean, this is Bosma land, so... hopefully they don't think about it too much. The feast is dwindling down, and I find myself deep in conversation with my devious liege, King Cicero. He inquires about my opinion on sword practice, a subject he's deeply interested in himself. It's a subject that fascinates me well. Do we want to try and become friends with him? Do we want to try and antagonize him? Or, I'm more interested in you. We lose 25 stress because we're lustful. I feel like that's very out of character for him to suddenly decide there is a type of sword practice he's into. It involves you, King Cicero. Wow, this is quite a big character moment already. Do you want to try and befriend him? I feel like in terms of the character himself, as one of the last surviving Ayleids and the religion and the culture, I feel like we wouldn't want to be friends with a human. We probably think quite little of them. Given the whole Pelennor Whitestraight thing, I imagine he's kind of pissed off. I think that's reasonable. I don't think we are going to be friends with him, even though it would be the safer play. It's not what the character would do, and that's kind of what I'm all about now. I'm thinking maybe we drop some of these rituals. Maybe we drop... What's for Arcana? The upkeep does go down to 1.5 instead, so we're getting 0.8 a month now. I think that's a better idea. I like the idea of maintaining fortified diplomacy. I think that's a good plan. I think we'll stick with that for a while. Let's crank the speed up a little bit then. Given that I can't think there's anything else we need to set up right now. We've only got 25 gold. Eventually, we'll get on to building some cities. Actually, we should take a look and see what we've got. I didn't have a look at the at the map at all, other than pointing and awing at the buildings. I know what I said, I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Baron Larissus cocks his head to the side while I withhold my chortle. I haven't told him that what he said could be interpreted as something lewd. She had a lovely chest on display in the courtroom. I may not be alone in thinking this is funny either. Queen Pantia spat out some of her drink when Baron Larissus repeated himself. The two could share some kind of crude humor as I, or they could be offended by it. You take the risk of embarrassing Baron Larissus, hoping that you would share the same kind of humor, or never mind. Yeah, we don't need to... it seems kind of inappropriate now. We don't need to be friends with these humans. We can just laugh at them. Haha, you fool. Not thinking about what you're saying. Oh. Well, our liege is moving out. What a feast. I remember the days spent in his halls for a long while to come. Now it's time to wash off the traces of merriment and wine and human, and once again return my duties as Lord of the Realm. Farewell. He gains opinion of us. We don't gain opinion of him. That's worth pointing out. It's good that we can endear him whilst also simultaneously hating. We have won him over. To my vile vassal, I've come to the inexorable conclusion that you are truly the best candidate I have open for my council position. Though it pains me to do so, I am unfortunately obligated to offer you position Steward of the South Weald. Steward? Really? With our 8 stewardship? God, the realm must be in poor stead. There's nothing else to do. It would also give us a little money, so I'm not totally against it. And it would get us into our liege's court, and then maybe we could do some, sow some seeds of chaos while they're there. Oh, we can actually see his court. Oh, that's cool. We'd be stood here, right? If we accept? Maybe I could. Sorry, can I have a look around? I haven't really experimented with the royal court too much. Hello. So these are all the people in the court, courtiers and guests. What about over here? Guest. Oh, so the courtiers aren't actively here, but the high priest is there. Our liege, and then his wife. The one who laughed at the heaving chest joke or whatever it was. Wow. Man, this is cool. They've had a lot of roleplay, haven't they? This is from the Royal Court DLC. Something, again, I haven't really experienced too much. Oh, my God. I've no idea what any of this is. You know what? That's a problem for the distant future. And then presumably they'd have some artifacts. Right now he's got a couple of banners. And then a couple of hides. The white boar and the mighty boar from hunting, no doubt. Okay, cool. Wow. Kind of excited to see what magical artifacts we've got going on. You know what? Reluctantly, I'm up for it. You know what? I think that's not a terrible idea. We're not going to pay homage. We're not going to petition liege. He can piss off. We are going to do things that benefit us. And him putting money in our pocket for us doing the very bare minimum seems pretty good in my opinion. Gives us good opportunities to also learn some languages while we're up there, right? My court tutor, Gwingleruin, is definitely how that's pronounced, has been aiding me day and night in my effort to learn Bosmeri. His dedication to the art of teaching is inspirational. There's not a day where I'm not bored of Bosmeri letters to read. Learned Arenthi man to converse with, or an extraordinary mnemonic rhyme. Truly, I would not be this far along without his help. You deserve a reward. Does he? 25. We've only got 24 gold. Are you going to give him 5 of it? Oh, God. Okay. There's 1/5 of the treasure. Enjoy it. My God. I mean, it helps out with the progression of our scheme, right? Progress 2 out of 10. Wow. Pick up this language in no time. So before I forget, let's quickly pause things and have a look around our castle holding. We've got a lot of stuff that's, like, undeveloped. Drylands. Oh, no. Oh, crap. Have we just got, like, terrible... Do the drylands actually do anything? Development growth minus 5%. Of course, it doesn't even count as bloody jungle. Do we even have any jungle? That's unfortunate. Okay, we're going to have to move south then as far as expansion plans go. All of this counts as jungle, obviously. I mean, just visually, you can tell that, right? This becomes jungle up here. Valenwood Hills, yeah. This counts as jungle, kind of adjacent. And this one is too. Actually, we are right on the edge. Couldn't be worse for our cultural development. Maybe we don't want to go too hard on upgrading Green Hill, because we might just want to get rid of it. Tax, 1.75 per month. Amazing. 17 loot if people were to burn it down. Our levies are reinforcing. We've got 369 troops we can raise from here, and then our supply limit and blah, 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 blah. Right now, all we've got built here is a wooden barracks. To upgrade the castle, it's bloody expensive. And I wonder if there's any kind of specialized Ayleid buildings. Pastoral lands, hill farms, hunting grounds, military camps. No, very generic stuff for the time being. Although, the culture is Bosmer, and the faith is Bosmer. I wonder if we convert it over, whether we could do something with that. And how much is it to build a new holding? Far much than I can afford. We can also build an academy eventually. Wow. I don't even know if that is base game or not, to be honest with you. Well, I think let's crank it up to speed 5 then. Let's learn a language, and let's see if we can't develop our skills a little bit. That's kind of what we're waiting on right now, huh? Build up some of our... Oh, look, you can see it ticking up there, the magic theory focus. They're about 33% of the way through on that one. Liege won their war. Oh, no, I don't want them becoming more powerful. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm sure we'll manage. We're being raided. Well, that's not ours. Our neighbor's being raided specifically. I think they just passed through. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure they don't come back. Ooh! My wife, Arbina Locilia, is bearing my child. I cannot wait to hold the babe in my arms. She is permanent. That is amazing news. Finally, we're not going to get an immediate game over. Oh, and there we go. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Bosmeri language. Endless hours of practice, accentuation, sleepless nights, and sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it in the end. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Theodothiel's accent. I'm sure she would be impressed with my results, and of course, Arenthi peasants now respect me a great deal more. That's a lot of large words there, smart man. Learn the language of Theodothiel. We learn the Bosmeri language. Amazing. Oh, well, that's immediately going to endear ourselves to our people then. So the popular opinion of us, that's just the people who live here, minus 63. Cultural acceptance is minus 7. They're not happy about us, but it's now 50% less because we can speak Bosmer. So we're getting in touch with our people a little bit, but we're not going to give up our kind of Ayleid core. Do our courtiers like us a bit more now? No. Cultural acceptance still only set to minus 7. Oriel is hostile. Oh, God, because they're all bloody green packs, aren't they? And she's ambitious. Oh, Lord. Can I just kick her out? Madam, I'm gonna ask you to leave. I don't need a court full of people that hate me. Our wife absolutely adores us. Look at that. No secondary pantheon. Oh. Can I pick I can pick a member of the pantheons who worship? How on earth do I do that? Go to local culture. Go for a mage. Find a Cyrodiilic teacher. You know what? We are going to go for that one. Does that cost me any money? No, we're good. I'll probably do it anyway, right? You will search for someone to teach you Cyrodiilic, the core language of your liege. That's a good plan. Oh, so the Nibonese, Colovians, and Heartlanders all speak the same language anyway, I'd presume. That makes a lot of sense. Let's start the search. At last, the search for a Cyrodiilic linguist has come to fruition. The candidates have been presented in front of me. We've got Septima. Oh, I trust her with a name like that. Or Una. Septima is 19 learning. She's also an astute intellectual. Gregarious, temperate, callous. Or we've got arbitrary, brave, forgiving. She's not as good. I think we've got to go with Septima. And again, with a name like that, how couldn't you trust her? 50 gold! I'm not sure that's worth it. Oh, but it'd be good to know his secrets. We could pretend that we don't know the language when we're around our liege. That's a good point. He employed a steward who doesn't speak his language. What a silly guy. They must be really running thin then, huh? Or maybe he speaks Bosmer or Ayleid. That seems like a mess. We are in debt. A great start, but I think it's going to be worth it in the long term. Babby has been formed. Oh my god, he's hideous. Oh, my child. Lenehua. I have no idea how I'd even begin saying that. He is genius and acute. Totally slapped on that one, huh? Impure. What? Why? No. What do you mean? Why is he impure? Oh! The taint of impurity runs deep. Unfortunately for Lenehua, his parents tainted him with having an impure lineage. What are you talking about? No! Was she not Oriel? She is. Is she also impure and I missed it? No. I don't know why. There must be some reason that is it because we're just like, she's lowborn and we're maybe just like a random guy? Oh, God. The elders have declared him impure. Oh, no. Well, these things happen, I suppose. You know what? I love an underdog story. We overcome the very institution itself. I like that a lot. He's hideous. That's a hideous baby. With a tired yet blissful smile, Lucilia presents me with a perfect little son. Evidently not. One day, child, you would carry on my legacy. What name would benefit an Arpin? My son was born under the sign of a ritual. Those born under the sign are said to be able to sense the shifting of the sun, the moon, and the stars. Strange things seem to happen around them. That gives intrigue. Interesting, okay. Can I give you a name? Let's give you a name that I can pronounce. Hinamir seems a bit better. Hinmir is even shorter still. Ajane, Agahane, I presume. And Dare. That sounds pretty elven. Umaril. That seems good. I like that name a lot. Yeah, okay. A good, strong alien name, Umaril. So I think normally I'll aim to have the episodes around 30 minutes. I'm pretty happy with what we've done today. I think this is a great point to leave it. I want to spend a little extra to make up for the fact that obviously I went over the interface and all that other boring stuff. Tomorrow we'll obviously hit the ground running and just kind of speed 5 it as I am wont to do. I'm sure no consequences have come of that. If you've got any advice, any tips, that's kind of why I'm unediting these mostly, so that people can point out what I'm not doing, what I'm doing wrong, and I can try and relearn Crusader Kings 3. I'm quite excited for this. You know what? I like the small start. I really do, and I think it's a good way to get to grips with what's going on. Let me know what there is to do here. Or more specifically, give me some advice. Give me some hints. What should we start with? I'm open to suggestions. Thank you all for joining me. And tomorrow, let's do some magic. I don't know if I want to set myself kind of an arbitrary goal for every episode. I think that'd be a little bit too much to be like, oh, tomorrow we're going to overthrow our liege. That's a bit much. Let's get to grips with it first. Then maybe in the future I can, when I've got a bit more of an assessment of what we're capable of, we can go for that. But again, short-term goals, long-term goals, throw them at me and we'll see where we end up. Come back tomorrow. I'm going to try and do this daily.